Alright.
What up, and welcome back to another episode of Ramblings in the Basement. We cold as fuck. That's why we're wearing blankets. You want to move this actually?
Yeah.
I just realized it's covering half of you. Put it over here.
There you go. Well, welcome back. Welcome back.
So welcome back, guys.
little.
We're a little disorientated, to be honest, because of the cold. It's fucking cold out here.
We're still in the garage.
Yeah, we're in the garage, and it's cold.
We didn't really prepare ourselves for this.
The basement was cold, but it was never this cold, man.
That's right. At least sometimes it was like there was still sometimes heat.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot warmer. I would just be like a little uncomfortable, but not like this.
We got some Hispanic blankets. Some
Yeah, we got the Mexican blankets.
blankets. These are like made for the cold.
Yes, sir.
It's like
We don't got heating down there in Mexico. So we got blankets.
yeah. I'll find out too.
Now we got heating, but yeah, these shits help.
Nah, over there in Mexico, no. Here we do.
They got heating too.
Not where my dad lives.
Yeah, I was like, they just don't install it some places, but they got it if they want it.
Yeah. What it was called where my dad lives, like in our house over there in Mexico, we have no heaters or anything like this. So that's where, like in the last podcast, that's where we were talking about the big ass fluffy blankets with like the thick ones. Yeah, two of those or one of those. You don't even need heaters.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Honestly, you'll probably be more comfortable without them, because low key, I be getting sweaty sometimes with some of these blankets. Like, it's like hot. You wake up all sweaty, you're like, damn, bro. It was cold when I lay down. And now you don't want to get out of the blanket because you're sweaty, so you're going to be more cold when you get out.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I'm already hot. If I get it, because in the morning it's still cold. So you're like, fuck.
So you got to be careful with that, too. So sleep with one leg out or some shit. But let's get into Loki. You had something to say, and I've been wanting to say some stuff too. So go ahead, though. You had something to start off with.
Because I can't say the C word.
C word?
Yeah.
What word? Whisper in my ear. Oh, I feel like you can say it.
Alright.
I don't care.
Conspiracies. What is called?
Shut down. YouTube gets blocked. So we get fucking taken off everything. So
That's fine. Well, what is called? Pretty much. I've seen a lot of I've heard like a long time ago, like a couple like 2018 before even COVID happened, and like now where supposedly there's gonna be those conspiracies that this winter is gonna be a bad winter, like winter like type of winter like that. It's gonna be like probably really cold for us. And then, like I'm sure like places that they get cold, they're gonna get cold. I don't know in Florida. I doubt they're gonna get cold there.
probably still gets kind of cold.
They'll probably get some like okay maybe, but getting off track. Pretty much, it's gonna be like cold weather. It's gonna be what is called like the economy is gonna be even worse. I feel like, and then like supposedly. This is the one that was supposed to be in like 2018 where I've seen it, or like I've read it and heard of it about this one where it's gonna be the lights and the Wi-Fi going out. So pretty much the same thing, like the electricity and all that. What if like Texas was just like a preview?
They went there.
Yeah, when that happened over there. Yeah.
But the reason it happened over there is because they're using the windows.
Yeah, and like they froze up.
Yeah. So I guess that could happen to us, but I feel like we're not as reliant in the whole country on windmills as they were. And I don't know. But
what do you think though? Do you think that could happen like in this year going into 2023? Like in the like winter season, like the lights going out? It doesn't have to be in our part. It could be in other parts of the U.S. or stuff like that.
I know people were saying about that happening in Europe because they're basically thinking like that Russia's gonna cut off their oil since the war is happening. Which, to be honest, the whole time I've been watching this and I'm like, this is all bullshit. They're having a war and they're still selling each other oil. I was like, the fuck kind of war is this? This is all a scam. I was like, they fucking warring with each other and they're still like, yo, bet, I'm gonna need that oil. Like, what the fuck?
Like, it doesn't make sense. They're just getting
this is a bullshit war. Like, y'all don't really hate each other then. It's like,
it's just for the
so why y'all warring then?
No, yeah, okay, but I've heard a lot of that. I've heard like right now there's at least this is not even like conspiracy now. This is actually like truth, where a lot of like places in Europe and Asia, there's like a lot of natural disasters going on right now, like floodings, like earthquakes, like some I think it was a tsunami too, like
Yeah.
in, at least I think in part of Asia. But they don't really a lot of like unless you actually watch the news, I guess, and like do some looking up. You're not gonna. They don't really. The media doesn't really tell you unless
Yeah.
you actually watch the. Some I'm not gonna lie. TVs actually do still tell you some things.
No, they do, but you just gotta know that you can't trust the media entirely.
Yeah,
Because low key, that's kind of what I've been thinking about that I want to talk about was like how media has been manipulating people a lot lately, especially. It's just like, I mean, obviously they lie a lot. Like everyone knows that by now. Like that's why so many news networks are losing, business and they're literally getting shut down. It's because a lot of people already know that news lies. I mean that like that one video where they're all saying the exact same
same
line.
exact like yeah.
It's because they all owned by the same person.
To say the
So it's like,
same
yeah,
thing,
they all got the
specific
same
thing.
script, basically.
Exactly. That's why that's why some people do their own journalists or vlogs because
Yeah, I watch my shit
most
on
people are
YouTube.
like those are more reliable than like the actual news people.
Yeah, I did just get my news from YouTube from like this YouTubers, to be honest. It's like, and I know people hear that and like, wow, you're not getting real news. It's like they're more fucking honest than the news than the actual fucking news medias.
Yeah.
So it's sad, but it's true. So they actually have like they actually verify it for you sometimes. Like they'll be like, okay, this is where it is, and some of them will even have links so you can verify it yourself. They'll be like, okay, this is my sources right here. You can go check it out for yourself and prove it for yourself. Like I'm not lying,
That or
and
something.
that's
Yeah.
more reliable than news media because you can, like I said, you can check for yourself.
Check fact it, yeah,
Yeah,
and then
fact check
even
it
like
yourself.
fact checking, yeah, and then either that or they're like they're there actually, like they
Yeah,
experience,
reporting it firsthand.
like yeah, they actually experience it and like actually
Yeah,
say their
facts. I like
point of
those
view,
too.
yeah,
Like
and they say
recording themselves right there.
and they show their point of view and they say what's actually going on. It's just so for us to believe or not, but like if it's
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like some things in the media is just it's hard to tell if it's real or fake. Honestly, it's just like
most of it's fake.
most of it's fake. But like like the thing is, they could bring back something from like a couple of years ago, make it look like it was happening right now. And
They've
people,
done
some
it before.
they do that now.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm
That's what
saying.
I'm
They
saying.
do
They
it.
do it now, and sometimes like I'm telling you, like that's why it's so hard to tell which one is like what's actually like
Yeah,
real
I
legit
remember
or
people
what's
were
not.
doing that. People started doing that with the Ukraine war, where they're like bringing in fake stuff for like the what was happening in the war in Ukraine, and that's when I stopped following. I was like, all right, like I don't even know what the fuck is real or not. Like, there's no point in following this shit. So if you can't tell what's real or not, it's like you might as well not even fucking pay attention to that shit because you're better not informed at all than misinformed. Because then you're just making wrong decisions as opposed to like if you're uninformed, you at least know that you're uninformed, so you're going in with caution. It's like if you know for a fact that they're throwing in lies in there, it's like just stop paying attention to them because they're not trustworthy anymore. So you can't trust them.
Yeah.
If they're gonna be throwing in lies, it doesn't matter. Some people will be like, "Oh, but that like, we messed up one story." It's like no, it's like you lied. So you don't just get to be like, "Oh, we messed up one story," but it's like you were still trustworthy. It's like no, you fucking lied, and now nobody trusts you, and you don't just get that shit back. You don't just gotta be like, "Oh, we're honest now." Like no, your whole reputation is gone. Like that's not coming back. That's why I feel like people need to like really put an emphasis on reputation like that. When it's like, you can't just be going out lying like that, spreading like bullshit. Because once you build a reputation for yourself, it's you gotta take time to build that shit back up. Like it's not just you can't just go from one day to the next and flip that shit.
Yeah. I feel.
Especially
Go
because
ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
No, no, go ahead.
I was just saying to say like I feel like a lot of companies think that they can make like a change, like they'll change their name, for example, like with Facebook changing their name to Meta. And it's like, oh, it's like they think that they're gonna change something like quickly. When it's like this is like you gotta make fundamental change, like deep, change yourself from within, not just like a little change like that, like a little shallow ass change like that doesn't fix shit. You gotta actually like change from within, if that makes sense.
It makes sense,
Like
but
change your ways.
So how does wait? Where does this come from? This came from media.
For media, they're always lying. They're always getting their stories wrong,
Okay, yeah.
and then they always like, oh, but like they'll try to, they get called out for that shit, and then they'll be like, oh,
okay,
it's just
yeah,
this one story. Like we just messed up this one story
yeah,
or something.
okay.
They'll come up with excuses, or they'll say they fired a reporter that got it wrong, but it's like the whole fucking company was, it's not just the one reporter that writes the story. It's like the whole company approves it. You got editors, you got producers, like everyone's fucking part of the team. So it's like the fact that you're just firing like one reporter that says like a bullshit story is like no, like the whole company's reputation is hurt. Like you got to change something up,
else,
like
yeah.
change up the way you report shit, the way you verify your fucking stuff. Like you really got to make like a real change for people to like really start seeing like to regain your reputation. Otherwise, people just see you as a liar. Like,
Yeah,
that's all you are.
because like I feel like because like I said, we always talk about this too. I feel like the technology, like the social media, like the actual apps, like Facebook or Meta, Instagram, what it's called, Snapchat, all that. I feel like the owners of it don't really care as much as they used to when they did own it. So like YouTube too, like everything is.
Well, I
I
think
think
YouTube, the original owner, doesn't own it anymore. That's why.
that's what I'm
So
saying.
that
So
makes a big
that's what
difference,
I'm
I feel
saying.
like.
Like, so when something does go wrong on the actual platform, like you were saying, because they did something where people find out about something and then they try to make it up for something like was like adding this thing like a feature or something small.
Exactly, like with the YouTube when they had they got rid of the dislikes and then nobody liked that. Nobody
Nobody
agreed with
like
it.
exactly
Literally, nobody agreed with it, and they just kept making excuses for it, and they
because
just
they
kind
don't
of
want to
brushed it
hate.
off.
People want people to like show hate or whatever it
Yeah,
is. Which at the same time is like how are we gonna know people don't like it though?
no, but you know what? That's that low key that pissed me off when they kept using that excuse. Whereas like the reason we got rid of the dislikes is because we care about our creators' mental health and we don't want them to see all the hates. The fucking creators still see how many dislikes there are. So that was a bullshit from the beginning because whoever uploads could still see the amount of dislikes.
Can we really?
Yeah. I think
No,
I think people
so.
said they might have fixed that later.
Yeah, I
But
think
they were
they
saying
did.
that in the beginning and you could still see it. I was like, y'all are straight up like say why it really is. The real reason and that people suspect it
You can
that
still
it was
dislike the video too. That's the thing I
yeah.
don't get.
The real reason people suspect that they got rid of the dislikes is because of the Joe Biden, the whole administration. They're getting a lot of dislikes. People didn't like what people don't fuck with Joe Biden, the whole administration, the whole government right now, to be honest. Like the government's been fucking up a lot. And people have been disliking a lot of the videos, like whenever he would do a speech or shit, they would just everyone would dislike that shit. So they started hiding it. People and they said it's because we care about the creators. No, the fuck you don't. You don't give a fuck about the creators. So if you did, you wouldn't be fucking them over with ads. Like all the time you're trying to demonetize them with every little excuse. You don't give a fuck about the creators. Don't give me that bullshit. So the fuck?
That's why a lot of people from YouTube had to move from other places.
Yeah.
Because
That's why
it's
people are
just-
leaving.
Uh-huh.
It's like you fucking mistreat your creators. What the fuck you talking about?
I don't know. I still feel like the dislike and the thing I don't get is that this dislike button is still there.
Right?
If they really want to get rid of it, why is
Get
it
rid
still
of it
there?
then.
You can still press it, but I don't know if just because of the
It still saves the
algorithm,
numbers technically.
the algorithm, rhythm.
It might affect the algorithm. I don't
That's
know.
that's what I'm thinking. Like it doesn't pop up those videos because you dislike it.
Maybe I don't know, but you can still see the numbers too because there's some some plugins on browsers where you can actually see it.
Do you think on YouTube, like on the app, like the actual app for your?
If you get a hacked version, you can still see them too.
Oh really?
Yeah, the numbers are still like the data's still there, so it's still collecting the numbers. So I don't know. I guess that's why they still have the button, but
So we'll see who dislikes this video.
right,
Well, we'll go after you.
we will fucking find you
Yeah.
and we'll have a chat. I just want to know why. What the fuck, man? It's like what the fuck? It's like,
Fuck this.
at least leave
bullshit.
some feedback. Let us know. Let us know what we can do better.
Exactly.
Say,
Don't just dislike and then do shit.
Blake, I didn't like your face. Say,
Damn. You can't do anything about
start
that.
wearing a mask. Say,
Yeah. those happy masks, the ones that have like the light up.
Yo, but low-key, I've been thinking because a lot of shit's been going on with Kanye West. I don't know if you've been following that whole thing, but have you been following what's going on?
I haven't been. I know he's been going into like a good amount of interviews, but I haven't seen any of them.
Do you know what?
No.
Oh boy. Okay.
Okay, we're getting deep now.
So let's hope we don't get fucking shut down because this basically right now they're trying to cancel Kanye. Like everyone's trying to cancel Kanye. That's why he's doing interviews with whoever's accepting him basically right now.
I think Speed is about to do one with him too.
Yeah, I think like he's just trying to get his voice out there because they're really trying to cancel him right now.
I bet.
But they fucking hate him right now.
How can you hate Kanye West, dude?
I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
And this is where it gets into conspiracy theory land, where we might get shut down because of this. But I'm not even saying anything negative.
Just to let you guys know, just a disclaimer. This is not factual. Well, some things
are. That's what I'm saying.
Some things are factual.
Like, I'm not even saying like negative. I'm literally just trying to get to the bottom of what's the truth. Like what's really going on. So that's always my end goal. I always want to get to the truth. So,
exactly, because I'd rather know the truth than not know it.
Exactly. It's like I would rather know, and I know it's just better for everyone to know like what's really going on. People say like, "Oh, I'm gonna protect you." It's like, shut the fuck up. Like I hate that shit when people are like, "Oh, I'm hiding the truth from you because I'm trying to protect you." It's like, who the fuck, you think you're better than me? Like, you think you can handle the truth better than me? Like, the fuck?
What if
I can handle the truth too, bitch. So, fuck? Well, tell me. It's like, what's going on? So you think you're better than me?
No, I want to know.
So, no, that shit bothers me, though. It's like, when they're like, we're protecting you. That's what we're hiding from you. It's like, you think you're better? The fuck? Like, you're human, too. The fuck? It's like, we're human, you're human.
I could do better than you.
Yeah, what the fuck? So I'm protecting you. That's why I can't let you know what the truth is. What the fuck?
Oh, but continue about Kanye West because I do want to know about that.
But we are getting off topic. Kanye West. I don't know where it was. I think. Oh, I think it's no, that's someone else. That was Kyrie Irving. I think the basketball player. Did you hear about him? No. Something similar happened to him because he posted about a documentary. I think low-key it might have been related. They might have talked about the same documentary. But basically, the basketball player, he posted about a documentary that was basically it kind of like compared the Holocaust to like slavery, or I guess slavery to the Holocaust. And a lot of people got upset because they're like, that's anti-Semitic. That's like racist towards Jews. Not racist because I guess Jews not really a race, but you know.
What about slaves? Wouldn't that supposed to be racist to like black people?
I mean, it was a black person posting it, but I guess they don't care anymore. Yeah. So, no, but I don't know. I didn't watch the documentary, so I wouldn't know. Maybe like the way they portrayed it, they just made it like belittle the Holocaust. I really don't know.
It's a documentary, like, well, on YouTube? Was it?
Like I said, I probably took it off YouTube. It probably wouldn't be on YouTube. It might be on like on Rumble or some shit.
Okay.
But the point is, he posted about this documentary, and he said he didn't even agree with what they said on the documentary. By the way, he was posting about it, and he was talking about it. He's allowed to share his opinion. Yeah. Apparently not, because all of the media was trying to shut him down. They were telling him to apologize for that shit. You know how they do.
Dude, that's why you can't be like.
And he said no.
But I'm saying you can't be really known or like be famous or be celebrity. You can't say anything, or else people are gonna attack you for every little thing.
You can. If you do what he did. And I honestly, I don't even know him, but I gained a lot of respect for him when I watched this interview where they're asking him to apologize and to like explain himself. He was like, no, I don't have to apologize. Like, it's like, I don't owe you shit. It's like, what the fuck? And especially to the reporter, he's like, why do I have to? He's like, so who the fuck are you to be telling me this shit? And he's like, I'm not saying it. It's just like the people are saying it. He's like, no, you're telling me right now. So you're the one saying it right now to me. It's facts.
That's true.
It's facts. I mean, that's not exactly what he said, but like, I don't remember exactly what he said, but the point is, he shut down the reporter. He was like, I don't need to apologize. It's true. It's his opinion. He's like, he's allowed to have his opinion.
He doesn't have to explain it,
and he doesn't have to explain himself. If he doesn't want to, you know, like the fuck.
I mean, that's freedom of speech.
Yeah, like
that's what it really is.
It was supposed to be a free country. What happened to that? Like, he's not hurting anyone. I know people like to say like, "Oh, words hurt." Like, no, the fuck they don't. Stop being a weak bitch.
Well, grow up.
But actually, this is something I did want to talk about. Expand on this because I feel like the media. But no. I need to finish what I was saying with Kanye. I have fucking ADHD brain.
It's okay.
I need to finish what I was saying with Kanye, and then we can go into that.
That's why when I explain shit too, I go out.
But anyways, speaking on this, so Kanye I think made similar comments where he was saying, like, but he was also mostly complaining about this, which was that he was complaining that because I don't know if you know, like Hollywood, they be and Hollywood producers and like specifically like music industry producers I'm talking about, but I'm sure other ones too, like for movies and shit. But like a lot of like people that own like record labels and shit, like people in the higher ups that are just like, you know, they're like really high up in the industry. They like to abuse people. And Kanye was one of those people. Like he would get drugged and shit.
Oh.
And they would try to like, take advantage of him. Like he's rich, so sometimes they're just like, trying to take advantage, taking more money than they're really, worth, sometimes.
Really?
Yeah. I feel, and I mean, I don't know the specifics because like I said, I haven't been following too closely. I've been paying attention.
You know, it was in an interview.
What started it all, I don't know, to be honest.
Okay.
I know like somewhat what it was, but I don't know like the idea of what it was, which was basically that he didn't like that he was being like controlled and manipulated by these people, and he was referring to them as the Jews because they all happen to be Jewish. They're all Jewish, but I don't think that has to do with it. To be honest, I think they're just evil people.
Oh,
that's what happened with Tim Pool, where he was talking about like Tim Pool wouldn't call them Jews because he was like who are they? Who are you referring to? Where Kanye was referring to them as Jewish people instead of the Jews, but it's like Tim Pool was like acknowledging it's like not technically it's not because they're Jews, it's just they're just evil people. It has nothing to do with them being Jewish. It's like because they're Jewish people that are good too. Like that had nothing to do with it, and that's low-key what upset Kanye West was that Tim Pool wouldn't agree that it was like the Jews. I was like, bro, like relax.
But that's why I seen I know what you're talking about now too, because I've seen videos of people saying like to like Kanye West, like people were hating on, like this is what you're saying.
Yeah.
People were hating on Kanye West because everybody was saying like he gotta apologize to the Jews. Like that's why
he has to apologize. That's not that serious.
I know that what it's called. He got kicked out of Vogue, whatever. Vogue. He doesn't have the Yeezys with Adidas, I think it was.
Yeah, he's lost a lot of shit. That
because of that, right? Like
that's what I'm saying. It's not that serious. Like, but the problem is most of this most of these things are owned by people who are Jewish. That's why they take it personally. I feel like.
And then what is called Adidas, they try to copy the same style that what is called.
And just take the same style without him.
Yeah,
that's fuck. I mean, I feel like you could sue. To be honest, at that point, but I don't know. To be honest, I'm not a lawyer, so. So don't quote me on that. But if they're taking straight up the same style as him, I feel like there should be something against that. But then again,
you don't know what
they all own the government too. So the thing is, I feel like he's confusing Jews with like the Illuminati, like straight up. Like I feel like it's the Illuminati, and it's like he's calling them the Jews, but it's like I was like I don't know because it's not all Jewish people. I could tell you that, but. These people specifically, they working together and they were Jews and they happen to be Jewish, but it's like I don't think that's what it is. So I don't think that's the connection that they have. I think it's something else, something deeper. I think because I feel like first of all they worship, they're like devil worshippers. I feel like so right off the bat, I feel like you're not Jewish. Like so maybe like if you're a devil worshipper, like you're not a Jew. The fuck, it's like
you can say you're a Jew, but you're not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you're something else, bro. Because these people be worshiping like the devil, and I feel like part of it's like not even conspiracy theory anymore. Because we know about what is it called? Something Grove, like something. It's literally like this place in the middle of the woods, where like celebrities will meet up, and like pray to like an owl statue, and that's not even like a conspiracy theory. Like,
there's pictures of it.
Like people actually know like that's a solid thing that actually happens, and people are just like, okay.
I think it's like in California, maybe, or was it like around like those like West Coast? I think it was somewhere on the West Coast.
I don't know, but it's like a really private event for. And it's not just that. There's a private room. There's like a private club basically in Disney too. There's like this one Disney
Yeah.
ride that has like a door takes you into like some secret club.
I don't know how true it is when they said that there's stuff on there like neath Walmart.
The tunnels.
Yeah,
No, that's true.
that's true too.
That's true. I remember the cops shut it down too because there's like something going on. But I don't know what that. I don't know what that is. That might be something else. That might be like some fucking drug trafficking shit or something. I don't know.
Huh.
But there's a lot of underground tunnels throughout the country. But anyways, what I was saying about Kanye and the media,
Going back
and
to
I
that.
guess work always towards that was so yeah, he said a bunch of stuff that was considered anti-Semitic. So they tried to shut him down. So now he's going on all these stuff on all these interviews trying to I guess get his side of the story out because they're basically trying to shut him up and like say their side of the story, which is basically that he's anti-Semitic and like he's racist against Jews and all this bullshit. And it's like I feel like Kanye West is low key just trying to get to the truth, like we are. Like that's what I feel. Obviously, like people say, like he's mentally unstable and like, he might have his mental issues, but ultimately, I think he's just trying to find like what's really going on, like the truth.
I mean,
I think-
especially if he's been abused and everything like
Yeah,
that. What do you expect?
Exactly. He's been drugged up and like,
Tortured.
I think he's just trying to like ultimately trying to find the truth, and I respect that and I can support that. That's why like even though people are like, oh, well, he's anti-Semitic, he's this, that, or the other, I was like, maybe, but he's just asking questions. Like, maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I don't know. But he's just asking questions. Like, you can't assume things just because he's asking questions and he wants to get to the bottom of shit. And, like, I get that he's saying, like, he might be a little confused. Like I'm saying, he might be confusing the people. He's calling them the Jews, but it's like they're just evil people. But the point, like the point doesn't change. Like these people still did what they did to him. It's like just whatever we call them, whether we call them the Jews or whatever,
Elites,
the elites, the Illuminati. It's like they did what they did to him, and they still owe him an apology, and they still like owe him reparations because they they took a lot of years from him. I feel like,
but they're not gonna show who they are.
No, they're not.
And if they do, that's probably not even them. It's probably someone else.
Yeah, but the reason I bring Kanye up was because I was lucky thinking. I've been thinking about like a lot. Like it'd be cool as fuck to have him on this podcast because I feel like on this podcast I would definitely be on board with letting him go and say whatever the fuck he wants. Like I wouldn't cut him off. I wouldn't be like, no, you can't be saying that shit. Like maybe I would joke. I'd be like, "Damn, bro, you wild," but like I wouldn't be like, "Yo, you gotta stop." Like that's the reason he walked off of Tim Pool because like Tim Pool kept cutting him off. Apparently, he kept saying like, "You can't say that shit. You can't be saying that shit." And I agree with Tim Pool. Don't get me wrong.
With Morgan too?
Pierce Morgan.
Pierce Morgan too.
Maybe, I don't know.
I think
he did walk off of Pierce Morgan's podcast.
No, I don't know if he
podcast. But I think that wasn't a podcast. That's like an actual show.
So I think like
it was like an interview, yeah.
with him.
But yeah, I think he walked off with that too.
Did he?
I think I remember him walking off something else too.
Huh.
But I don't know what the other one was, but I kind of remember hearing that he walked off another thing. Okay. But anyways, the reason he walked off of Tim Pool was because like Tim Pool kept saying like it's not like you can't just say Jews and like generalize, like it's like individual, it's those Jews, not just any Jew, it's like those specific people that happen to be Jewish. It's like they're just evil people, and it's like it's not because they're Jewish, it's because they're evil people. And I think Tim Pool was trying too persistently to get his point across, where he wasn't letting Kanye West get his point across, but even if he disagreed with it.
He was saying that though, like to Kanye, like
yeah, he kept cutting him off, and like, which the reason people say he was doing that is because like they were doing it on YouTube, they're streaming it on YouTube, and it's like he was worried about getting it cut off like on YouTube and getting it shut down, which I guess makes sense, but like maybe you shouldn't have done it on YouTube,
right?
Because YouTube is known for that shit, but yeah, I would love to have Kanye on the fucking podcast. That'd be cool as shit. I wouldn't cut him off. It's like
I feel like if we do
that's the point of the podcast. I feel like the ramblings in the basement, we ramble. We say what we want.
But the thing is, do you think if we did have him,
that would probably never happen. But
if we did, you don't think that we would be a target?
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah. But you know, it is what it is. So,
I'm not ready to put myself out there like that yet.
I am. I'm gonna put myself out there.
Okay.
So, I mean, fuck it. What else? What else you gonna do? You just gonna let them take over? Because
I guess
look,
you're right.
it's like a culture war.
I
Like,
guess you're right.
that's why everyone's referring to it as like a culture war because they're taking over the culture. They're controlling the media. So you can't just let them control us like that. Like
You're right though. It's just
you
one
can't be
culture.
scared to talk, bro. Like this is supposed to be a free country. You can't be scared to talk and speak your fucking
Maybe
opinions
in
and
other
shit.
countries because they had that's the rule.
Yeah, like that
the law.
happens in like Russia. Maybe like you scared to talk bad about Putin or some shit. You should be able
I
to
think
say
in
whatever you
England,
want.
England too.
Yeah, and yeah, because other countries don't have free speech. We're supposed to have free speech. We're supposed to be able to say what we want. And I mean, I love that shit. That's like you should be able to criticize people because that's how you fix things.
Yeah, like fuck you.
Yeah.
Or like fuck like yo
Hey.
bitch.
Hey, fucking ugly ass glasses. So now you can get better glasses so you can look good. It's like
Yeah, right. Look, this is pretty
It's
messed
like-
up. Damn.
so now it's like now you know it's like
Cancel him. Cancel him.
nah, but it's
You hurt
good to
my
be able to
feelings.
it's good to be able to
Well,
criticize.
you know what my manager said?
What do you
This
say?
era of people are bitches.
No, we are, and that's perfect
He-
segue. That's a
he's
perfect
like-
segue to what I wanted to
He's,
say.
he's in his like 40s, I think, maybe, and like he sees us. Like
Yes.
I mean, he's way older than us. And, like I'm not gonna lie, our era are bitches. Like
No.
like you can't say like I would say like to people after my age, like 20 and above, or but even then, like some people that are like your age too, and like a
Yeah.
little bit older, they're bitches too.
I'm hip. I'm hip. It's yeah. There's like a lot of people that are bitches. To be honest, there's
And, look, and if you take that offense, that means you are one.
yeah. If you're offended by that, that's because you are a bitch. We're talking about you. We're talking about you specifically.
Exactly. You heard that? You heard that? I'm looking over here, but I should be looking over
So you're
here.
looking at the camera.
Exactly. If you
No,
get
but-
offended, which you shouldn't, if you do, you're a bitch.
But that's the perfect segue to what I've been trying to get to, which was like I guess the thing that's been on my mind like a lot like this whole week is how media has been pushing this agenda for years, like for generations. How it's like, and you know what's really scary is I'm pretty sure I've sent you this video before. There's this ex KGB agent that talks exactly, like literally outlines exactly step by step how they control people, how they manipulate a whole society. And there's literally he sits down because you know what KGB is, right? It's like
It's like the Russian government or
yeah,
like the spying.
it's kind of like the CIA
It's
for,
like, yeah.
for them. But I think it's a little bit more than that.
I'm sure.
But basically, yeah, it's like their own group.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, basically, they know what they're fucking doing.
They're trained in
They
everything.
manipulate other governments, kind of. So it's like they try to like, and low-key is scary because I talked about how the U.S. government does this shit too. But so it's like which is scary as fuck because we don't really know what kind of wars are going on anymore. Like people are fighting wars right under our noses.
Like, you never know. Right now, the reason why we could be becoming bitches is because
We
China and Russia's trying to make us be like that.
That's an
And they can be
that's an
training-
actual theory that a lot of people believe.
And
It's
they
like,
can be treating their own soldiers to like be compared to that.
Dude,
to be
we're-
the kind
we're-
of
yeah. they're trying to soften us, basically.
not to complete, but to
Compliant.
no, it's pretty much to start to prepare or like to suit up their soldiers so then when they do to proceed and they can do their whatever they want. Especially, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm sure that our military are still getting trained well and everything like that. But I feel like I feel like
They're lowering standards, bro.
okay, fair enough.
They're been lowering
You're
standards.
right. You're right. You're right.
They're not.
They're still in a good thing where I know some people will still like sacrifice them, like if they're
Yeah,
there.
like I know there's some.
Yeah.
Like I'm not discrediting everyone.
But I'm saying like what it's called, and I still feel like there's gonna be those people that will. But I see what you mean. Like yeah, I agree. It might be going down a little bit in their standards, but I still see like us being at least a little up there. But I feel like the people we like us the people. I feel like we're getting even worse off, and like their country might be getting like still buffer stronger or like
No,
mentally prepared
it
for things
is
that
100.
we're
percent
not.
And that's what I was saying. Like the KGB agent, the ex KGB, I guess, because he left. But or I guess he didn't just casually leave. He had to fucking flee the country and shit. But because you can't just leave that shit. They'll kill you. You know too much. Because then you'll fucking talk about it on the video like this guy. But anyways, he talks about how basically how they control like a society is you have to brainwash
This
it.
truck
Yeah, I think someone hold up. And then that's probably Quentin. His car's loud as fuck.
is it them? Is they coming for us
Yeah.
already? Yeah,
Shit, it's the fucking Men in Black. They said
yeah.
they're saying too much.
Yeah, let's post this shit up right now before this is late.
Shit.
Oh
Still got her 30 minutes.
shit, we got still 30 minutes. Never
Yo,
mind.
really? It's only been 35 minutes?
Yeah.
Damn. I think we've been recording for longer. But anyways, so he says like the way to manipulate society is through generations. So it's like because once someone like, and that's why Loki like older people like they see this shit and they're like, what the fuck? But it's like little kids they see it and they're like, oh, there's a cool shit. So it's like it's easier to convince like a little kid to do something than it is to convince like an adult who already has their
Yeah.
values
Yeah, and they
and already has their
experienced life
morals
and
and shit.
everything. Yeah,
So that's
exactly.
why it's like they teach the values and the morals to the little kids. So they're manipulating society by manipulating each generation. So that's why I think it's really important to like be watching kids shit. Like really pay attention to like what you're showing your kids because that's what that's where their target is.
did you hear what happened in like what they like the laws they passed in Virginia?
What laws?
Which is something like I feel like you agree to this is that Virginia now that I think it's like sex and transgender and all that kind of stuff that people like they can't do the sports, they can't go into like the bathrooms like all that kind of stuff like they actually made that something like into something like that.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know. Let me actually look at it. We'll continue. I'll pull it up. Just continue.
Yeah. The point, but what was I saying?
Sorry, I did kind of interrupted too.
But yeah, the media. They're fucking controlling us, bro.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about the KGB.
KGB, yeah. Gotta pay attention to the shit your kids watch because that's where they're trying to control you. Like the ex KGB agent says, like they target your kids, so they teach your kids the morals that they want the kids to have, the values that they want the kids to have, which is basically bad values. They teach you to not be responsible. They want you to to not give a fuck. Basically, what they're doing to us now, they're teaching us fat is beautiful. All this shit. It was like. And then you grow up believing all this shit, so now you're unhealthy as fuck because you think fat is beautiful, but in reality you're unhealthy as fuck and you have diabetes now. Bullshit like that.
You know why?
Like, it's easier to instill that to a little kid who doesn't know any better, because you literally gotta teach them what's good and what's bad, and they're just teaching them the wrong things. So I think it's fucked up, but that's how they do it, and I feel like the U.S. government is guilty of doing that shit too. I'm pretty sure they're doing it to their own citizens. I'm pretty sure they're involved in what's going on right now to our country.
Because they could be traitors too. You never
Yeah.
know.
I feel, not even like, I feel like they don't even try to hide it. To be honest, they openly support like the whole transgender thing. I'm pretty sure is part of this shit. Like they're just trying to brainwash people. I know people are like, oh, it's because they feel more open and they're like they can come out now and they feel like they can come out of the closet now. Whereas like sure, there's some to that. I'm not gonna lie, I can see that side. Whereas like maybe some people feel more comfortable coming out of the closet
like
now
that's
because it's
more-
more accepting. But there's a lot of people that are just being brainwashed into being part of that, just because they think it's the cool thing to do, or because a lot of people are confused. Like you see, like people keep making like this reference. Like you notice how there's no more tomboys, like girls that are just
Yeah.
tomboy now. They start becoming trans now. So if you're a tomboy now, they're like, oh, well, maybe you're actually a guy, and so they just start pushing shit onto you. Whereas like maybe you're just a tomboy and you're just a girl that likes to do different things. It's like you could be yourself without having to change your gender. That's why it's like that kind of stuff actually pisses me off because I've actually heard stories from people who have transitioned and the surgery goes wrong, and they just end up regretting that shit for the rest of their life, and it's fucking. Have you heard any of the stories?
That's how they commit suicide too.
Have you heard any of the stories of them?
No,
bro.
I know people that have already done it, but like I haven't heard anything bad that has happened.
Like I guess they got lucky. They had a successful surgery. But like, have you heard of like? I mean, even if you have a successful surgery, actually, because okay, this is nasty as fuck, but basically, guys that transition.
Yeah, I know.
What do you know? What do you know?
Like,
go ahead.
When they transition to a girl, the way they get the vagina is that they get their dick chopped up and then, or at least that's what I've heard. This is what I've heard. They get their dick like sliced and put it inward, and then like that's how they create the vagina.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They invert your fucking dick.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, they literally put that shit inside of you. But it gets nastier than that, bro. That's just how it starts.
Oh shit.
So basically,
but wait, this is the one that I was talking about for Virginia. It says transgender students will be required to join sports teams and use bathrooms, locker rooms, and other faculties that correspond with their biological sex now.
All right, so now you gotta go to the bathroom that you were born as.
Yeah. That's what Virginia government restricts, right?
Which is fair. I think we need to stop pretending like these people's feelings are more important than everyone else's safety.
That's so true.
Like people, like girl, literally, like here it happened. Like the girl that got raped in the bathroom. I was like, we could have probably prevented that if we saw, hey, a guy's walking into the girl's bathroom. Hey, you shouldn't be going into the girl's bathroom. Stop him right there.
He still has a penis too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he fucking raped her, bro.
Exactly. Like I feel like if she actually became transsexual, like I said, fully, I feel like it's still like. I feel like that's a different story, but like if you're just saying
I'm sorry, but nah. Even if you do, I don't agree. I don't think everyone else should be forced to be uncomfortable just because one person's.
But sometimes
it's like dude, that's you. Your individual choice. You can
there's
be.
Some transsexuals that you don't even know they're transsexual. That's what I'm trying to say.
If you could pull it off like that, like sure.
But if she's a female, that's still a transsexual because they haven't done a full process.
If you could pull it off without people knowing, sure. But like, if you're making people uncomfortable, bro, like.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm getting canceled for that shit. Fucking transphobic as fuck. I don't care. So you making people uncomfortable.
But I feel like me personally, I feel like depending like transgender because that's when they go for it with pro like them, they, he, she, or I want to be he or whatever it is, or I want to be a cat. I don't know what it's called. That's the one that I have a problem with. Yeah. Transsexual is like I still don't agree with it, but like I'm not gonna like. It's more like. They fully transitioned where they can't really like sometimes you can't even really know that they transformed like they did it, but there's some that only do their boobs and they just still have that and you get to I wouldn't allow that either like that's still
I don't agree with any of it just because and here's the thing people and
everybody has their own opinion. Yeah. So see that's why we don't get hurt with whatever it is that's how he thinks
I don't agree with any of it and I'm gonna explain why I don't think it should be illegal. First of all, okay. Like I'm not. When I say I don't agree with it, I don't think it should be illegal for adults at least to become transsexual.
Yeah,
but I don't agree with it at all. And that's just because you're never gonna be the other gender, as much as you want to. And there are some people that can really look it, but even then, you're still not gonna think like a girl. Like even if you really look like a girl, you're still not gonna think like a girl. Yeah. You're still not gonna act like a girl. You're still not going to be able to get pregnant like most girls. I know they always try to bring out that argument where it's like, well, there are some girls that can't get pregnant. Does that make them stop being a girl? I mean, obviously not, but most females can get pregnant. And it's like, and you're never going to be able to as a guy. And it's just like, never, okay? Like, no guy can get pregnant, okay? So it's not the same. Like,
and they take so much medicine that they're just giving their money
and they're constantly on drugs. That's the biggest part that I disagree with. Is like, this is all just a scam to get people's money.
Mm-hmm.
That's what really pisses me off when they try to get little kids.
Just because you're doing this doesn't mean it's gonna you transaction and like there you go you're fully you're still gonna have to take pills for like especially if you go to a guy you're gonna take testosterone pills If it's for a female, I think you have to take the specific other like.
That's actually bad for you.
Yeah,
Those pills
yeah.
could actually give you cancer.
Of course, yeah. That's why I do. That's why me personally, I don't like taking.
That's why I
Medicine
don't
like
agree with it. Because like even if it's a perfect surgery and you happen to look exactly, you're still gonna be taking. You're still a customer for life, which is that's the thing that pisses me off. You're ruining people's lives just so you can get money for them for the rest of their life. And that's fucking greedy as fuck. That's as greedy as you can get. I feel like ruining someone's entire life, like their entire life, they're gonna be giving you money for. This is the part that I didn't tell you yet. It's like these people. It's not just the pills. Sometimes they still gotta be getting surgeries their whole life. Some people. There's a story of this one guy. So basically, when people get their surgery, right, the guys they transition, they invert their penis into a fake vagina. And basically, your body doesn't recognize that as a vagina, obviously. Like, your body doesn't fucking think, like, okay, this is a vagina. Your body thinks it's just a fucking cut in your hole. Like, it thinks you have a fucking, like, a big-ass scar, like a big-ass cut. So it's trying to seal the whole time. So the whole time, like for the whole first year, after you get your surgery, the guys have to be stuffing shit, like, in there, so, like, to keep it open, to keep the hole open, because it's trying to heal itself back.
Oh.
The fucking vagina, they have to literally, because it's literally like a cut. Literally like slice a hole, basically. And you have to like be putting shit in there. So like, I'm sure it's not just anything. Like they have like something specific, but
you gotta be sealed up by itself.
Yeah,
like, you
that
have
shit will
nothing.
reseal, and then there's a story of someone that happened to, and you have to get the surgery again. That's when like
If you don't have insurance, that shit's.
yeah, like one little fuck up. And the thing is, and it wasn't technically, it's not because he was like, what happened was he started to get scarred up. So it's like he couldn't do it because he got to stretch it out a little. Like, I don't know, man. It's nasty as fuck, first of all. Just talking about it is nasty as fuck. But basically, when it's scarred up, it's like he couldn't be doing the thing to like stretch it out anymore. So it started drying up and closing up, and he had to get the surgery again. And yeah, but the fucked up part is like a lot of people once they do that transition too is like they don't just get to pee like normal. They have to like pee through like a tube or some shit. And it's
Like for like the beginning?
nah, like permanently. Like that, like you get like that. People like this surgery is experimental, bro. Like they're trying to act like they really like this is something like there's not that much study. Like we really don't know what the fuck we're doing. Like I don't understand why they're trying to push it so much. When it's like, this is experimental. Like, we really don't know what the fuck we're doing out here. Trying to switch up someone's whole gender like that. Like, people get really fucked up. And, like, I've heard so many stories of, like, people regretting, like, their shit. Because
I've heard...
I've heard people, like, some people have to shit through bags, too. Like, shit through a bag, bro. Can you imagine that? Like, your whole life, you got to shit through a bag now. And you can't even have an orgasm, too. Like, once they have that shit, like, you can't even have a fucking orgasm. So, it's like... So all that for what? It's like you switched for what? You can't even have sex. Like you can have sex, but what's the point? You're not even gonna enjoy it ever. Like you can't. Most of these people can't even feel anything down there. That's what. Like, so what's the point, bro? Like what's even the point of all that? So you got a vagina for what? You can't even feel it. It's numb down there, bro. What's the point? So you did all that for what? Just to be giving your money away for the rest of your life? That actually, like it makes me sad. Like. Just thinking about like how many people have actually gone through that shit, and there's so many people that live with regret, and they get shut down whenever they try to say some shit on the internet, like on Twitter. They would, or not anymore because Elon Musk is taking over. Hopefully, they're able to talk about that shit more now. But people would get shut down whenever they try to come out and be like, "Yo, like I regret this." And there's I'm pretty sure I've talked about it before, like on the documentary "What Is a Woman" by Matt Walsh. There's this one interview that he does with a guy. Or I guess it was a girl who tried to transition into a guy. She looked like a guy, to be honest, but she's talking about how she regrets it. Like she's like, I might look like a guy, I might sound, like a guy, but she would never be a guy. Like she says, she still gets emotional and shit, and she's still female. And now she was talking about how like. She goes like she has to do all that shit where she's like sometimes, and she never be able to have kids. First of all, because
can she reverse it? No. Or like if for a guy going into a girl.
A guy going into a girl?
Or a girl going into a guy, but then going back to the girl.
No.
No.
You just cut off your breast. Girls actually get their breast cut off. Like I mean, you can reverse it, but by getting fake breast, but that's not the same anymore. But then, I mean, there's that, but also they get rid of their reproductive system too. Because because think about it this way, like if you're a girl transitioning to a guy, you have to find a way to not get periods anymore. Because else, what's that gonna you're gonna have a period through your dick? Like you gotta get rid of the whole reproductive system.
Yeah. Damn. Hey, right, and then they can't.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I don't know. I'm sure the thing is, some guys, or girls that transition, they do bleed through their dick sometimes. Like, because I'm sure, like that's the thing. Like the surgery doesn't always go right. Like people see like celebrities that have gone through through the transition. They
have money.
Yeah, they got money. They got like,
get the best.
They got the good shit.
Because
like most people, like they get fucked up when they go into the surgeries. Like you're not actually getting what you think you're getting. And even if the surgery goes right, you're still not getting what you're getting because, like you said, you gotta be on testosterone or on estrogen. So
that's what it is.
They're trying to sell you something that's not real. Like you can't actually buy that. Like they're trying to sell you something that you can't actually buy, and that's what fucking pisses me off. So you can't actually buy that shit. They're taking advantage of people who don't know better.
The people that you're saying, like the girl that you're saying, like it would have been better if she just stayed off as a tomboy or something like that. Because she could have been a lesbian either too, I guess.
That's what I'm saying. You can still be yourself. Like, you don't have to change genders to be yourself. You can still be yourself. I know guys who are flamboyant as fuck. It's like who you would think they're gay as fuck, and some guys that are gay. It's like it doesn't matter. It's like you can be girly as fuck and be a guy.
And still like fine. Girls. Who knows? I mean,
yeah. Low-key, I know.
Like
I've known guys. I've known guys who act gay as fuck. But they have girlfriends, and it's just like, oh, you do you, man. Like I don't give a fuck.
But then people be like, but they want to be gay. They what it's called? They try to come like
they're in the closet or some shit.
In the closet,
but that shit pisses me off. It's like just let people live. What happened to live and let live? Part of letting live is stopping. It's not fucking trying to push your ideology on them. Because that used to be the thing, like when gay people were first, like when they're trying to push for marriage, their slogan was "live and let live," which I agree with that idea. It's like live your own life and let other people live their own life. I completely agree with that idea. I guess they forgot that. They forgot that because they're not letting people live now. It's like live and let live. Like let us fucking live, bro. Leave us alone.
Right.
Like I've always agreed with that idea. Live and let live. Like live your own life. Let other people live their own life.
You know what that's called? Minding your own damn business.
Yeah, it's called minding your own fucking business.
Minding your own damn business.
I love that ideology. Fucking love it. So everyone should adopt that shit.
Mind your own fucking business.
But I guess part of that is not pushing it onto everyone else. So if you gotta mind your own business, you can't tell other people to mind their own business. I like that's part of minding your own business.
I like the whole Karen thing as well, but then sometimes I do and I don't. The reason why I don't like it more is because, to be honest, they're just trying to push everything as like the media now. They're trying to use that as like making people look like Karens for like stuff that shouldn't be looking like I guess you could say Karens. And the thing is, most of the things like people know in the comments because if you read the comments, people will be like, "What the fuck is this?" Blah blah blah. Like it's just the media showing that, and people think we believe. Some people believe that, but no, some do, some don't. But you can tell in the comments that people will be like, "Yo, what the fuck is this? This is not like this and that." And then people will ask questions like, "Yo, is this true or not?" And be like, some be fucking around with those people, or some people like, "Nah, this is fake or whatever it is." Like there's some people that still got your back out there.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like I don't know where I went through with this, but I feel like everybody should have each other's back and be there for one another. Help each other out.
For sure. As the little ones, because we're all, I guess, the plebs, as they would call it.
We're the pawns.
The pawns, yeah. We're pawns. Pawns got to stick together.
With a lot of us, we're good. Once we get to the other side,
most of us want the same thing. Most of us just want.
Once we get to the other side, we can become anything.
No, but yeah, I think about this a lot. Like most people in the world want the same thing, and that's just prosperity.
Yeah.
Just you just want to be able to live our life, take care of our family. That's what most people in the world want. And we have all these arguments over how to acquire it and shit.
Think
But if we could just get together and like focus, like we all want the same shit. So if we could just stop worrying about our differences
think
and
about
find
this.
solutions.
Think about this. Like, look how amazing it would be. Yeah, I really hope this could ever like really happen. Is imagine like you like let's say because I like to go fishing or like to go play soccer or whatever. Imagine where you're able to go fishing whenever you want, go onto a lake, boom, fish, or create your own boats, do your own little things, do whatever you want without anything worry. You might have to worry about like let's say animals, which is okay, but that's stuff like that's like naturally, but like nature and all that. But like we don't have to worry about like the government or gonna like like take something from us or like we have to worry about paying something or whatever it is. Like you're living your life freely, like how you want to live. Like let's say Eduardo wants to go swimming, he can go swim, whatever. I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna do that. But there should be like farmers. Like people are gonna want to farm people because that's what they like to do.
Yeah, everyone has
Like
their own
everybody
likes.
has their own likes. There you go. That's the best way to explain it. Everybody has their own likes, and when everybody has their own likes, it can help each other out. Like let someone likes to farm. If he's not greedy, which I doubt, because I'm sure you can use that to trade with other things.
Yeah,
People
man.
trade
Yeah.
things too. Like or you could just give it out just to give it out too. Like it doesn't have to be.
That's why I
the
love the
bad.
idea of like seeing other people prosper. Because like when other people prosper, like society prospers. Like when one person prospers, like it influences. It's a ripple effect. It has an influence on all of society.
It pushes people. Like
Yeah.
it gives them like, damn, he can do it, then I can do it.
Exactly. That and like you said, if we have like a farmer who had a really good year, he had a lot of food. That means the whole village gets to eat a lot of food. They get to buy food from
Doesn't
him.
even have to be a village. It could
The
be a
whole
whole
village,
town
yeah,
or a
exactly.
whole city or
Yeah, but
whatever it is.
Yeah, but like that was just like to get the point across.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
So that everyone gets like if the farmers got a good year, everyone had a good year because that means we all got food now. So obviously he's gonna sell it to. It's not gonna be free food, but like that, it's food that's available. Not everyone has even food to buy like at all.
I feel like that's how a country where like a society should be run by like everybody doing something but helping each other out. Not
Trying to help each other prosper.
Not that we have to go against each other to survive, to be able to like live and like pay for like things that we need or pay the people the upper people because they're the ones who should be taking care of us or like having plans to like do these kind of things. Not just
You know what's crazy?
I feel like we just need new people and it could be people that have this type of mindset too, like or but the thing is then I feel like it's just Earth, the world. Not just a country, the whole world. But that's gonna be that's impossible.
You know what's
honestly, I feel
crazy?
like.
It's crazy to me. I heard a story about that. It's crazy to me that gangsters were able to figure their shit out.
What do you mean?
I heard there's a story. This was a long time ago, but there's a story about these. It was like it obviously wasn't the whole gang, but there was a group of gang members from the Crips and a group of members from the Bloods. They got together and started. I think they started like a restaurant together, and they got out of the crime because they realized what I was saying, which is like ultimately they all just want to see each other prosper. Like that's ultimately what it is. Like they're just trying to prosper. That's why people join gangs is because like they want to get money for their families so they could take care of themselves. The people in the other gang, they want to take care of themselves. Like ultimately that's what leads a lot of people's decisions. It's like we're trying to take care of our family, we're trying to prosper, we're trying to build up wealth. And that's why I feel like if we could all understand that we're all working towards the same goal, like we could work together towards the same goal and get further. And it happens. Like I said, it's crazy to me that gang members were able to figure that out. It's like they're out here doing all that shit, and it's like they got together. It's like, you know what? We could start a restaurant, and we could fucking prosper together, and actually get legal money, and really get our shit together.
That and what it's called, or they do that, or they do that to like help out the community too. Like
Yeah.
there's
Yeah,
times where
exactly.
they
Once you
can
got that money, and you can start, handing out to the homeless, do shit like
help
that,
the people,
charity
the poor,
events.
like the ones that don't, the ones that are in need.
Yeah. It's
Cause
all
then,
about getting your shit together. So you gotta
cause
get your
then,
shit together so you can help others.
exactly, and then what is called help them out, and then eventually, hopefully they do the same thing too.
Yeah.
They
Pass
ended
it
up
on.
pass it on, and then I feel like that's the best way to get people to do that. Because like we were saying earlier, the best way to do their culture or whatever is the younger kids. We got to teach them the right way to treat one another and actually what is called like I guess be kind and like be there helpful for people that are in need.
Yeah.
Because like people are gonna help you when you're in need or help like whenever something happens. So be their blessing for someone else. I feel like be someone else's blessing, because then one day you'll get blessed too.
Yeah. I think a lot of that has to do with having a community, like a strong community.
Yeah.
So I think we don't have that as much in today's society. It's like we have communities, but not like a strong sense of community. Like back then, like especially like in Mexico, like in smaller like little villages, like
Uh huh.
if someone gets hurt, like for example, like in a village, like the whole like people will try to help. Like it's like
That's true.
something like if someone needs help in a village, like the whole village will try to help with like little things like that. Someone's house gets caught on fire or some shit, like everyone will come in try to put it out or some shit. It's shit like that happens in Mexico too, like because they're low key still in like little communities like that. We'll probably like help each other out with like little things. But shit, you get to know your neighbors, which is what really matters. Like getting to know your neighbors and like
That's what I realized too. Like
being able to like help each other with like shit like that.
I used to like for us, I'm not gonna lie. Like back then, I used to like we used to like actually talk to our neighbors or like get to like get along, get to know them. Now I feel like we don't really do that as much anymore.
Nah.
I
Nah.
really don't. Like I feel like I stopped doing that as much as well. And like I feel like
We're all in our own shit.
yeah,
We come out, we're on our phones or some shit.
we're too like we think
Too
negative
distracted.
or
We're
we
too
think
distracted
we're
usually.
either people are either too worried, too distracted, or too like scared. Like I
Yeah.
feel like worried, scared, or too distracted. There's not that many people. I'm sure there's still a good amount, but there's still people that what is called. Damn it, I'm a blank. I hate that.
You know what sucks to it? I think a lot of people have anxiety, like
Yeah,
social, and like people don't know
so
how.
that's what it is.
People
Social
don't know how to
anxiety
socialize like
anymore.
that. Like people will look at you and they won't say anything because they got scared to say hi. I was like, bro, you scared to say hi? It's like, come on, man. It happens though, because like you gotta work through that, man. You can't be scared to say hi, but it happens sometimes. The people will look at you and they don't want to say hi, and
Uh,
it's like it's their anxiety. But it's like,
Yeah, I know.
bro,
And this happened to me once with like a coworker where what it's called. I would always say hi to them. Always try to talk to them, get along with them, or like not even just get to know them, or like just to talk to them. And like they would always ignore me. And I mean, she didn't really talk to anybody, like straight up to anybody. So I was like, damn. So then when I do try to talk to her about something for work, when it's cause she will just straight up ignore me, and I was like, it got into my nerves. So I was like, I don't know if she was just like she was just a shy person, or like she was no, she was a shy person, but that's what it does too. Like that specifically, people sometimes they can't talk when they're really shy too, because
uh,
it gets them.
that's
I
what I'm
guess.
saying. You can't. It sucks, man.
Because me personally, I feel like I'm a social person, but at the same time, I'm introvert. But I can be
Yeah.
extrovert.
You know what I think causes that though? I think what causes that is the fact that we're too much in our minds and like
Overthinking.
no, not that like we spend so much time in our own head, like when we're listening to music, when we're playing video games.
But you
when
know, a lot of people don't talk to themselves in the head. Like they don't have conversations with themselves in the head.
they don't have a internal monologue. They're still
Yeah.
thinking.
Okay, fair enough.
People still think.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. We spend so much time in our head that I feel like it becomes weird to speak out loud sometimes. Because that's how I feel, at least for me sometimes, where it's like if I spend all day by myself, not talking to anyone, like, and I kind of get used to just thinking shit. So it's like sometimes I won't even say shit. I'll just like think it, and I'm like, oh shit, I thought I said that out loud,
But I did it.
but I didn't. I just thought it. Whereas like I feel like obviously that's like you're not scared, but like I feel like so for some people, they get that fear because they're so used to just thinking things. It's like, oh shit, now I gotta actually say things out loud.
Dude,
It's like, and
that's how it is.
that change. I feel like might be what's triggering it for
For
some
me,
people.
that I feel like had a good effect too, because like in my head I can say things perfectly.
Yeah,
And like I
exactly.
can say it perfectly, but then when I say
You
it
can't
out
word it
loud,
right.
I don't word it right. I stutter. I like mumble. Like I just
That shit used to piss me off because
that
Loki,
shit. It's
and it still
annoying,
happens to me sometimes, but I've gotten better with it. But
especially serving when you
that shit
serve.
pisses me off because I'll have it worded perfectly in my head, and somehow when I say it, it doesn't come out word. I literally can't think of the wording
What
when
is
I'm saying
called?
it out loud though.
My manager says like you're never gonna learn how to say it unless you say it out loud.
Yeah, you have
Because
to
you or
practice
say it to
it.
someone. Like you say it in your head doesn't mean like you're gonna do
Yeah.
exactly. So I mean I've learned that.
You know what it is too? I think what it is, at least, I'm not a fucking scientist. What I think is like you actually have to practice your mouth movement too. It's
Is that
like,
what it is?
cause like, like, cause you're technically like, if you're just thinking it, it's just like,
Your mouth is just staying
what I
still.
think about this a lot. Like I like to compare humans are just like organic computers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's true. It's like it's not even like a comparison. Like it's generally too. Like it's been proven we work through electrical signals. Like our brains have electrical signals running through them all the time. So it's like we have basically the signal in our head to like what we're saying. It's like if you had like a little audio clip in your head. So
Yeah.
you have to like send it through your mouth. And it's like it's that process. I feel like that like I guess.
At least I have a problem with. I mean, I'm
No, it's
trying to.
not. I mean, it's not just you. It's a lot of people. I feel
Yeah,
like
no.
that's what I feel like that's what stems. That's where social anxiety stems from for a lot of people. It's like that transition of like getting it from your head out.
I will not lie. I feel like I could be. See, for me is I don't know what it is. Is sometimes when people say because there's times when people say things to me where I feel like I should probably get into better into with this, but this is a little personal, I guess. Getting into personal that when people do talk bad to me, I don't care because at the end of the day, I don't care if it's something bad or whatever. That's what they want to say. Whatever, it's okay. I don't care. But then some people care, but like, why don't you say something to them? Like, why don't like they said this and that to you? I'm like, because I don't really care. It doesn't
Yeah.
bother me. But like he just disrespected you and all that. I was like,
I hate when people say that shit.
but I was like, okay, that's fine. But like, I personally like if he, whatever you want. The only time I don't like it if they do it in front of a lot of other people, because then that's when I'm like I freeze up and then I was like, I don't care, but then it still makes me look bad. So I'm like, that time I
It's when
just
you're really being
yeah.
disrespectful. Because I feel like if you're doing it in front of a lot of people, then you're really being disrespectful.
That's what I'm saying. That's when I'm like, I don't know what to say. I don't want to yell or get mad at them or whatever cause like something to happen. But then
Yeah.
at the same time, I'm like,
So you're being disrespectful
yeah,
right now. So, no, I get that, but
that's something like that. I'm like, I don't like. I'm still like, I guess need to work on that. Where it's
there's a
like,
line there for sure. But I hate when people are like, "Yo, he's being disrespectful," and like when people are trying to egg you on. I was like, is he being disrespectful or are you just trying to make me mad at him for no reason? So I hate
exactly.
when people be doing that shit. It's like, oh, you gonna let him disrespect you like that? It's
Or
like,
they gonna
bro,
let you
shut
treat
up.
you like that or talk to you like that. I was like, okay. I mean,
I was like, bro, it's not even like that. Like, I don't give a fuck. It's like their opinion doesn't matter to me.
well, it only matters if I let it matter.
Yeah, cause I've had people say shit like that where it's like they'll say some shit like you're ugly or some shit. I'm just like, oh, they gonna let you disrespect me? Like, they call me ugly. So you gonna let that shit get to you? So what the fuck you mean? So I'm not gonna let that it's like disrespect me. So that shit means nothing to me. So you gonna get mad at fucking ant if it flicks you off? Like, you gonna get mad? Nah. You gonna be like, all right, fuck you, ant. I'll be geeking actually. If I saw an ant flicking me off, I'll be geeking. I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck did I do to piss you off? It's like,
Fuck you too. I can stop on you whenever.
I'll take out your whole fucking colony, bitch. It's like
Yeah. But no, yeah, that's just like that. I feel like that was what I like. Cause me personally, I'm not. chaotic person. I don't really like to
No, I don't. I don't
cause
like to.
problems.
Yeah, I don't like to start problems
I only
either.
do if I really have like I only do it like if I really have to or if something like really pushes me on. But even then, like even when the people still pushes me, I still keep my composure
Yeah, I
because
feel like
like
violence is always the last resort.
yeah, like I
But
only do it if I
it's
really need
there.
to. If I'm like death, like if for
Yeah.
like something to like something like if it's gonna cause my life or something like that. Of course,
Or
I'd
just injury, to be honest. It
yeah.
didn't even have to be death. Like
Okay,
if
fair
someone's
enough.
gonna hurt
Fair
me.
yeah, fair enough. Yeah, or injury.
So yeah. But yeah, violence, I feel like is sometimes the answer. I don't. I think that's a part of the reason why we're so soft now. People like we've always been taught like violence is never the answer. I think violence is sometimes the answer. Straight up, like sometimes it is the answer. Like it is what it is. Like I mean, some like especially some people like I'm specifically thinking about like examples of like where people have been like pedophiles and they get beat up for that and it's like you deserve that shit. Like, you being a pedophile, you deserve to get beat up. It's like violence is definitely the answer sometimes.
Yeah.
So if you're doing shit that you're not supposed to, sometimes violence is the answer. So you gotta get your ass beat sometimes.
Getting your ass beat, not shot or anything like that. Getting your ass beat, there's a difference.
Shot too sometimes.
What the fuck?
So hey, if you depending what you did, shit, some people deserve death penalty. I
Uh,
believe in death penalty for some people.
Depends on what it is. But sometimes I feel like letting them stay and like think what they did or whatever. Sometimes it's better, more of a suffering than like killing them.
Yeah, but if they're a threat to society, sometimes they don't
Okay,
need to die. Sometimes I
okay.
feel like they deserve to die. Like if they're out there fucking killing people, like, you can't just be like, oh
Yeah,
well,
but that's
maybe
a
they'll
whole
get your
different
shit
scenario.
together.
Then yeah, of
They're
course.
fucking psychotic or something. Like, bro, you gotta die.
No,
So
of
sorry,
course.
bro, you gotta go.
Of course, that's a whole different
That's what I'm saying.
scenario.
Like
Like,
I believe in the death penalty when it's appropriate.
that's
Yeah,
not even a death penalty. He's already dead. You already killed him. That's unless you like arrest him and like,
firing squad.
huh?
What are you talking about? A bullet?
Yeah, you said like if you like you said what it's called. I'm okay with the death penalty, but then when you said like people are shooting around,
I didn't say
and
shoot him. Like you're shooting around.
like shooting people going violent, like of course I feel like that you said
Nah, 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 not that. I'm not saying that.
then what would the death penalty be? Well, okay, what would you want people to get death penalty for?
So
Like
supposedly, oh, what for what?
yeah, at least for your opinion, because like I
Like
mean
like what
yeah
would like what would get you
yeah
death penalty?
yeah.
Um,
Instead of staying life in prison, thinking of what you did, you can't even do anything about it. Like solitude and all that shit. That shit will fuck you up.
no, solitude is inhumane, bro.
Okay, then
I feel
just in
like
prison.
honestly, I feel like killing them is better than fucking
Solitude.
than solitude. Solitude actually fucks people up mentally. I feel like that's inhumane.
Okay,
Um,
then.
but I would say like for death penalty, I think there's definitely some cases. I would say if you're involved in like that really high crime shit, like people who have been involved in like trafficking kids, like little kids, I would say like you deserve to die. People that like kidnap little kids and like sell them off, like yeah, I think you deserve to die. That little kid's whole life is gone. Why shouldn't your life be taken away? Like you took not just one kid, like if it's multiple kids too, like you ruin multiple lives. Like why can't we? You definitely don't deserve your life. The fuck? Like if you're gonna ruin that many lives, I I mean, and the thing is like you can't redeem yourself at that point. Like those kids aren't gonna ever like you can't unless you're gonna go back and save all those little kids like that you've sold off. Like some things you just can't redeem yourself from. I think.
I feel like that's yeah. I want to say yeah. I feel like getting those type rid of the people would be the best. I mean, keeping them in the jail, you don't know what they could do, what would happen. What if
Some people are still pulling the strings in jail.
exactly? That's what I'm saying. So you're right.
So I think some people definitely deserve to
Well, I feel
die.
like they have to get interrogated first, find out what everything, and then if
Yeah,
they
you got to get information out of them for sure.
exactly.
You don't. I don't support the Jeffrey
Yeah,
Epstein
the way that we're
road.
talking about this.
I don't support the Epstein road. I don't support going that way. We need to get some information out of them first. But yeah, I definitely think Epstein deserved to die. I just don't think he should have died yet.
Damn.
No, that motherfucker definitely deserves to die though, for sure. I think that motherfucker deserves some inhumanity shit. Like if anyone deserves some inhumane shit, it's definitely that motherfucker. So get tortured, just some shit.
Hmm.
But I don't usually support that shit. But that motherfucker is a piece of shit.
Okay, you heard that, guys. He's a piece.
That shit pisses me off, bro. That whole stuff. Just because I I've always had a strong imagination. I just imagine the pain. I feel like that those little kids, like the whole life is just pain.
It's
Like
just
to an extent that none of us could ever understand.
it's just the way the people. It doesn't even have to be with like the kids. Too. It can be with anything. Like just like that idea of that is
Just
just
getting
that.
sold out. Yeah, you don't
Yeah,
even have to be kids. So yeah, adults get trafficked.
that or it could be animals. Like it could be anything.
Animals too. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like that's something that's not like an idea that should be thought of because people either animals or humans, like kids or adults, they can be like trafficking or trafficked, whatever the right word is, and then like their life, they're like you said, they could be like in hell where they get beat
It's literally like
or
a
they can't do
hell. It's
anything or
literally hell.
they get like tortured, whatever it is. And that could be the same thing with animals. And then when you bring them into reality, like actual society, how do you think they're gonna react? And like
It's
it's
like
just
it's like that one book, No Longer Human. I think I kind of talked about it a little bit. Um, this one guy that it's a true story
some
of a
demonic shit, bro.
it's
Like
a
think about it.
it's a true story of a little kid that he was the son of a politician, and I think it was in Japan,
I think about it.
and
Yeah,
he would get raped
yeah,
by
I think we
a
talked
lot
about
of
it. Yeah.
adults in his life. And he became so numb to everything. He's like, why do people do things? He started questioning, like, why do people do things? Like, why, like, what's the point of pleasure? Like, these people are doing this to pleasure themselves. Like, what's the point of pleasure? It's temporary. And he got into like this deep, thought, and it really fucks up people psychologically. That's why I don't, I hate
Damn,
when
what the
people do that shit to
fuck?
little kids. I hate that whole idea of people like doing any of that little fucked up shit to little kids because it fucks them up psychologically and like in ways that a lot of people will never understand. Like they start seeing the world in different ways. Like the world is an evil place to them. Like the whole world is just an evil place to them, and that's sad. That's
They'll be scared of everything. That's why sometimes they had to like slowly bring them back into like
I mean,
to
think about yeah. I mean, like really try to imagine like what it would be like. Like really imagine like waking up every single day being abused, bro. Every single day, man. Like you're like you would see life in a whole different way, man. You would hate your life. You would hate everything, man. You'd be resentful about everything, man. I've seen documentaries of like I've talked about this too. It's called Operation Underground Railroad, and it's about it's the the private army that like they go out to save like kids like who are sold off like trafficked. And I watched the documentary where they talked about that, and they're like a lot of these places. What they do is they'll like a lot of the people that like sell little kids, they'll sell them through like the same company, like escort services. So like you can like the same place, basically the people that sell like the grown adults. So you could buy a grown adult, and it's like they'll on the low sell you a little kid too. Because like a lot of like third world countries, they'll have like prostitutes and like
Mhm.
a lot of pimps. Basically, and they turn into a whole company basically. And basically, the pimps started having kids too, like for I guess customers that ask. So yeah,
They have
it
kids
starts
and
like
give their
yeah.
kids away.
So yeah. It starts with the prostitutes, and when the prostitutes get pregnant, basically, that kid goes straight into that life,
Yeah.
and it's like, and the kids get sold off, or I guess, or they either keep them to be sex workers, or they get sold off to be, the same thing basically, but I guess a slave now.
I'll say this right now. I feel like oh shoot, man, wait a second. Reality isn't what you really think it is. Reality has everybody has a different type of reality. And what it's called, because reality is your present right now, like what's happening right now, right? Like our like our situations and everything, like your own situations.
Yeah.
So like what is called our reality could be just us being doing this, going out to do our thing. Other people's could be them going out partying because like that's the location, but like we don't really know what's happening in the whole reality, like the whole thing, like an actual. We just see what we see in our little area, but we don't see what's going on in the whole behind the scenes.
We don't.
Even in other countries, yeah, we might find out a little bit of, like, not even behind the scenes, but like just know a little bit about the other country, but you don't even know what's going behind the scenes there either. Like we don't even know what's going behind the scenes in our country. How like that's our country. We don't know like, but what's going behind the scenes in like, the whole world.
But you don't even know what's going on behind the scenes in your own school sometimes.
That's exactly. You really don't. Like, what if like some of the teachers are just like planning shit where they have their like they're doing shit like in there, but you don't even know.
Yeah, dude. Like that one story that came out, there's a one teacher that had an OnlyFans account and she was having sex in the classrooms.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you don't know what's going on behind the scenes ever. Like you really never know what's going on.
I know. Someone got fired because they had an OnlyFans, and what it's called, I think one of the coworkers found out, and like she didn't say it like publicly what like she is and all that, but like they found out and they told other coworkers, and then I think the principal found out and everything, and then like, she ended up getting fired. Which I think that's kind of fucked up.
Nah. I feel like you shouldn't have an OnlyFans if you're a fucking teacher. If you're around kids, you shouldn't be doing sexual shit. You shouldn't have sexual content. I guess fair enough. Your kids are gonna be seeing that shit. Imagine your students fucking watching porn about you, bro. That's fucking weird. That's fucking weird, nah. Little kids should not be able to fucking see their fucking teacher naked on the internet. So they're not gonna be paying attention in class, bro. You're not gonna be paying attention in class if you fucking think about that shit.
You're right. No, you're right about that. People are gonna be like, but that's just a side hustle, blah blah blah. That's another way she gets money.
No, kids are gonna be fucking seeing their teachers naked and they're not gonna be paying attention to fucking class.
But those are the ones. But I think she was like an elementary teacher
and then you know what that shit leads up, and that shit leads to them having fucking sex with a teacher. That's happened before. Fucking kids end up having sex with a teacher. I think
one of my friends' dad or uncle. I think either both too. They
people do that sometimes. It's gonna happen more often if you have fucking teachers doing shit like that.
Fair enough. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's just if it feels like a bad idea, it's usually because it is. Like if your instincts tell you, hey, yo, that's a bad idea, it's usually because it is.
You're not wrong about that. But the kid was about to die soon, so
I think we could wrap up. We talked about media a lot, so I guess that's what the theme of this episode was. We haven't been sticking to themes recently.
We've just been talking about whatever we're thinking in our head. What's on our mind? Yeah. What's on our mind?
But
we like to ramble, guys.
We might have a guest next week. A special guest. New guest.
Special guest, new
guest. I don't know who yet, but I have 3 guests in mind. They're all new, so it's gonna be a new guest regardless of who it is.
All right, then. Well, thank you guys for staying tuned.
Actually, I have a 4th guest. But they're still 4. They're still all new. I'm excited. Whoever it is, I'm excited for who it is. I'm excited to find out too.
Honestly, I don't even know who it is, but I'm excited.
I'm excited to find out too.
Well, thank you guys for listening. Stay tuned. And this is Ramblings in the Basement. Peace out.